Hey, sixth grade. This video is for Thursday, May the 7th. Hope you guys are doing well. This will be our last video for this week. Tomorrow, Friday, is our Legacy Fitness fundraiser. So if you're around, please join us at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. on Zoom to do some fun fitness things together. There's no new work for tomorrow, but if you want to use it as a catch-up day to do things you haven't got to yet or to submit work from last week, you can certainly do that. I'll be back on Monday with our videos for next week as we try to finish out the year strong. After this, there's just 2 weeks to go. Today, you're continuing the story of Eric Liddell. The second part of it is called The Prize of the High Calling. It starts on page 547 and you'll read to 552. There is no corresponding work in the work text, so you'll just finish hearing about what happened in Eric's life and some of the ways that God used him. It's a really moving account, and I think I mentioned yesterday, if you want to know more about him, I could recommend specifically a couple of biographies about Eric Liddell and his story, both as a runner and as a missionary. So yeah, if you're interested in that, let me know. In grammar, we're continuing on. Yesterday we did appositives, and today you're thinking about compound subjects and predicates. Now that might sound really complicated, but it's a pretty simple concept once you get the hang of it. I thought what we would do today on the video here is to go through the guided practice questions together so you could have a sense of what to do, and then you can do the independent practice on your own. So if you want to, you can pause, grab your grammar book and open with me to page 281. I'll do those first three with you now. So pause. Okay. So we're on page 281. Number one, we have these two sentences. In 1962, the London Bridge fell down. In 1962, the London Bridge sank into the Thames River. Now, the point they're making is that in these two sentences that they gave to you, the subject is actually the same. And so rather than having two sentences with the same subject right after each other, you could just have one sentence with that subject and then compound the predicate. What that means is add the two predicates together and keep it all in one sentence. So then if I was doing that, the way the answer would sound, and this is what you would write in that blank on number one, in 1962, the London Bridge fell down and sank into the Thames River. So you see what happened there? We took those two sentences and we compounded the predicate so that now we only have one sentence. Let's try it again. This time, our subject is going to be different both times, but our predicate is the same. So listen to these two sentences that they give you in question 2. Heavy stones caused the problem. Increased traffic caused the problem. So our predicate, caused the problem, is the same, but we have two different subjects. So the way that we would combine those sentences to make one sentence would be heavy stones and increased traffic caused the problem. So now we have what's called a compound subject because we have a subject with two parts. Heavy stones and increased traffic caused the problem. All right, let's read the final sentence on the guided practice, question number 3. Robert McCullough and his colleague, C.V. Wood, place a bid of $2.46 million for the bridge. The two men won. So even though these sentences at first glance don't appear to be exactly the same, the subject is actually the same. And we know this because of the lesson we did yesterday on appositives. Really, Robert McCullough and his colleague, C.V. Wood, is the same thing as the two men who are mentioned in the second sentence. So if we wanted to combine these into one sentence, it would be Robert McCullough and his colleague, C.V. Wood, placed a bid of $2.46 million for the bridge and won. So we keep the information about the men in the beginning of the sentence the same. The subject, it stays the same. We eliminate the 2 men in the second because that's really the same as the subject in the first sentence. And then we compound the predicate by saying that they placed the bid of $2.46 million for the bridge and won. You'll continue on. You'll flip over in your book to page 282, and you're going to do the same thing, taking multiple sentences that have similar subjects or similar predicates, and you're going to compound either the subject or the predicate to make one sentence. Hopefully, as you begin to do that on your own, it will make sense to you, and if you have any questions, reach out. All right. Last thing we're going to do today, because it's our last work day of the week, is to do our spelling test. Usually I read the words to you on this video, but today I'm going to include a link where you can watch a video where the words will be read to you from the teaching curriculum for BJU. So when you look on the post for Google Classroom today, you'll see this YouTube video from me, and then look out for a link to Teacher Tools Online, and you can click there and on the spelling video for list 30. They will read the words to you and show you a picture of the word, and then you can write it down, and once you've finished, you can go back and grade it using your textbook. If you have any questions, as always, reach out. I'm here. I don't want you to be overwhelmed. I know we're doing new material, and that's hard to do far away. So if you want a one-on-one Zoom time or just to check in, I'm glad to do that. I hope to see lots of you tomorrow for our fitness fundraiser. And in the meantime, know that we miss you, and we'll see you soon. Bye, guys.